Where?
I don't know. Abroad.
Where do you want to go?
I want to go anywhere where the police don't interfere, where the police mind their business.
Don't.
No one can see us.
Will you let go? I'm busy.
Later in your room, huh?
No, I don't want you to.
They'll all be asleep. Leave the door
No.
open. I'll come, though, no matter what you say.
You'll have to break it down.
Will I?
You have a mistaken impression, Mr. Teichmann. Your charges against Dr. Winkler don't make any difference to his charges against you.
Against me?
The information we have on Dr. Winkler amounts only to empty gossip.
But it's true, isn't it? This Dr. Winkler has young men around all the time, and that he's influenced spiritually and
To
morally.
interest youngsters in music and poetry's no crime. It's perfectly legal.
Ah, but there's more to it than that. There must be, and my boy's being ruined. When I think of the show I saw...
I know what you're talking about, and those shows are under police supervision. Society must have a way out so that certain, let us say, inclinations are aired and given a form of escape. If we forbid it, we'd be making it worse.
But is that what the police feel? To let a boy...
But you can't call a man a criminal without conclusive evidence.
Ah, I just don't understand. You mean to calmly sit by and let my boy drown only because you've no evidence?
No, I don't think you've watched this affair so calmly, anyway, not according to this subpoena.
I don't understand.
I summoned you here to answer to charges that you have acted against the state with deliberate intent, and to find any reason why you shouldn't stand trial under paragraph 182.
Who, me? What is this paragraph?
Criminal procuring. Your offense concerns a juvenile who is your dependent, you see.
What's this all about?
Well, then I want to ask you, Gerda Butler works in your house as a maid, is that true?
Yes, who brought her name into this?
Just a second. She's a little older than your son, true?
Yes? Why does she concern you?
You may recall to mind that you recently took a business trip with your wife, and the young lady and your son remained at home alone.
It's forbidden to take a vacation?
That's when the young lady had the occasion, shall I say, the opportunity to be with your son and to do what you'd asked, seduce him. The affidavit mentions you left town to deliberately provide the opportunity.
Oh, but that's just outrageous. Who made that statement? I'll bring charges.
It was not only Dr. Winkler, but your son says so, too.
Son?
Yes. In any case, he admitted it to a friend.
You say to a friend?
You've never heard of this?
No.
And your wife?
No.
Really?
Prostitution, Miss Butler. I can't help it. That's the legal definition. I ask you again to answer my questions clearly and precisely. Or don't you intend to answer? You just want to sit and look at me like this all day. The police just don't melt away, you know. You refuse to testify.
I'm telling you I love Klaus Teichmann, and more than that, you have no right to ask me.
Tell me, has Mrs. Teichmann given you any money?
Not outside my salary.
You had better just answer yes or no.
No.
Presents, perhaps?
Often.
I mean in the last few days since Mrs. Teichmann returned from that vacation.
No.
I asked if she gave you any presents.
No!
Ah, what made you shout? And why did you hesitate just now, my dear?
Give me a chance to think.
If you know definitely you didn't get any presents, why do you need a chance to think?
You think I didn't have the right to accept?
Naturally, you had the right to accept. Now, are you going to give evidence or not?
No, because Mrs. Teichmann didn't do what you said.
So it's Mrs. Teichmann you're protecting.
Oh, haven't you done enough? You're making it so confusing.
But you needn't be so upset, my dear. If you accepted a gift, there's nothing I can do to you. You're protecting the Teichmanns. True? Admit it.
No, I won't admit it.
I only want to know if Mrs. Teichmann's given you a gift in the last few days. Why can't you answer me?
Yes,
Jewelry?
I admit it.
You make out it's my fault. You ruin the boy and it's my fault. It's a disgrace that I must face charges of this kind that'll ruin me forever. To make me a criminal in the eyes of the law like this,
Won't you stop all this? It's terrible enough. For us, it's worse.
Please, you don't understand about these things. Suffering's all right. But I'm the director of an important bank.
You've made that clear, and I know all about it.
And it's very important, my dear. That's how I make a living for us.
Yes, and you'll go on making a living.
Is it true that you knew what was going on between Klaus and Gerda that week? Krista,
Yes.
didn't you know there's a law about it?
It's not a crime.
So you knew the law better, eh?
I don't know anything, Werner.
Where are you going?
Out.
You're leaving me alone? How can you?
Oh, Werner, you know I don't know the answers.
I just want to tell you that Ah. Well, I see. Nobody's talking, huh?
What is it?
It was frightening.
It's all right, isn't it?
All right. I'm afraid of that.
What do you think it means?
It means you're next.
I see.
What a pleasant surprise. I must say I didn't expect you to pay me a visit.
You're not too busy, Dr. Winkler?
The name is Boris.
Then can I speak to you?
No, but naturally. It's always nice when old friends come to see me. These are all old friends. There's William, Francesco, that's Gustav, and then there's Robert. Now we can have our chat right here. Tell me, what's on your mind?
It's about the report you gave the police. Why hurt my parents like that?
Ask your father why he brought me up on charges.
You mean that's how it was?
You better tell him he's an idiot for starting with me. He's your father, I'm sorry, but he brought it up. He wants to play games, then I'll play any game he wants. Too bad.
Boris, you're too wonderful a man to behave like this.
And now you have no use for me. Is that what you want to say?
Not unless those charges are
Oh,
withdrawn.
but I can't stop it now. It's too late. The case has to be tried, and nobody can stop it. But if your father is innocent, if he didn't violate the law with that girl, nothing will happen to him.
Boris, it was my mother.
I see it was true. I see. You better start blaming your fool of a father for sending your mother on her way to prison. He made a mistake.
You're a lawyer, tell us.
Paragraph 180 through 181 should have given us a loophole. It certainly is too bad that it does not apply.
Too bad. So you too think I did something against the law? That's what my husband
Please
says.
sit down, Krista.
You mustn't take this too lightly, Mrs. Teichmann.
Oh, I'm not taking it lightly, you know, and I've a good idea of what's going to happen to me. I feel that people on the street are going to stab me. Well, I guess I'd feel the same that they do if I'd heard about another mother having done this. But it seemed it was the right thing. I wanted our son to know everything. To go through life with that crowd, how could he be happy? It seemed to me it would be a magic cure to love someone. I remember how it was when we were young, Werner. A youngster should want a profession, a family, to be really happy. I know that's why I did it.
Yes, don't bother about that. I was the one who saw the boy was...
Yes, I remember you told me the boy wasn't normal, but then I went to see something.
Forget this explanation for now. Your motives are in evidence. And I expect your motives in respect to what you did will be considered.
I hope that I'll be spared going into court for all this business. Maybe you can settle this another way, sir. Please.
To be perfectly candid with you, as much as I may help you, I do know this. You cannot avoid a court trial.
What have you got to say? Is that true?
Yes. Why else would a lawyer say it?
Oh, but I'm innocent.
Can't you see? Your son isn't the only human being concerned. There's Gerda Butler, who also counts as a person. And the law finds that man shouldn't force his will on another person.
Yes, but they're in love.
Still?
Then there'll be a light fine.
Oh, yes, of course.
That's not too bad. What's the matter?
You must realize that it's liable to be worse than that.
He means prison.
Probably, but in this case, the court may be lenient. I say we must try to hope they'll recognize facts. I'm only being frank with you, but you must not count on an acquittal. Now, this is my honest opinion of the case. Maybe I'm making a mistake, still under paragraph 181. You helped to procure this girl for your son. In a case where minors are involved, imprisonment is the usual sentence. I'm sorry.
They'll put me in jail. They're the criminals.
We'll take the case if you plead guilty.
But they love each other. Maybe I was wrong, but they love each other.
I feel I can be of some help. The defense can tell your side of the story in a better light. Perhaps we can soften up the judges. But your guilt, that still remains.
Yes, we'll always remain guilty.
Ah, Manfred, what brings you here?
I heard a rumor.
Yes, I'm off to Rome. But you'll get on all right without me. I'm certain of that. Where did you hear that I was flying?
From Carlos. Will he join you in Rome?
No. I want to stay alone. No Carlos, no Manfred, nothing. Well, the best of luck to you.
No, wait. Why, I'll be all alone. Without Boris, without Klaus.
Since the violations involve the son of the accused, the court has taken into consideration that this mother has incriminated herself to a great degree because of a grave concern for her child's future. The court believes that her son Klaus Teichmann was endangered through his involvement with unsuitable companions. It is not to be thought the court will condone fighting one evil with another evil, nor agree that danger to one person can be alleviated by endangering another. For besides the Teichmanns, this case involves another person, Gerda Butler. As a minor and as long as she lived in the Teichmann home, she was entrusted to the care of the accused. In view of the excellent impression this girl made during her testimony, the court cannot believe that she would have overstepped the bounds of decency and good behavior had she not been encouraged to do so by the accused. The accused will best recognize her guilt if she would for a moment assume that Gerda Butler was her own daughter really. Would she in such a case, with free mind and heart, give her daughter away to please the son of another mother, to bring normal desires back to him? The court doubts she would possibly consider it. After due consideration to the mitigating circumstances, the accused is hereby declared guilty of the charge of procuring, under paragraph 182, section 2 of the Penal Code. The court, in consideration of the special circumstances, sentences the accused to 6 months' imprisonment. Court is adjourned.
They never understood, Werner. We'll face it together.
Here are the children.
Yes. Come here.
Mother, forgive me.
It's all done. And now you are all right.